Now I know that there are a million Wolverine statues out there, but this one is special to me just because of the reference material. Stay tuned to find out what I'm talking about.
X-Men.
Alright guys, so in case you don't know or don't realize by now, this is actually a custom Wolverine statue. With so many choices with Wolverine statues, I took a very long time deciding which Wolverine statue I wanted to buy. But when I saw this one years ago, and he's actually been sitting right behind me for God knows how long, I knew that I had to pick this one.
Drill Claw!
So the reference material for Wolverine is a Marvel vs. Capcom series. And if you want to rewind the clock even more, we can go to X-Men Children of the Atom, the video game, or the arcade fighting.
Drill Claw!
But just a little bit of background, when I was introduced to X-Men Children of the Atom, I want to say it was probably in the late 90s at a local convenient corner store. So that fighting game, X-Men Children of the Atom, was just mind-blowing to me. Like the move sets with all the characters, and we were never used to seeing video game characters or comic book characters in video games, I should say.
Drill Claw!
And if you grew up in the 90s, you know that X-Men, the animated series, that was freaking hot. And in my opinion, that's what really put X-Men on the map.
Drill Claw!
So fast forward a couple of years, we come out with Marvel vs. Capcom, the first one. But the one that really blew everybody's mind was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And to this day, I will always pick that one over any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, even the newer ones. In case you're wondering, my main three characters to use, of course, X-Men, were Wolverine, Gambit, and Psylocke.
Drill Claw!
Pretty big base. Obviously, it has to be because Wolverine, the way he is standing, a lot of the weight, as you can see, he's leaning forward. So this base has to be pretty big and pretty heavy, which it is, to hold that weight and to hold basically the weight leaning forward, as you can see right here. The base itself obviously is a reference to Marvel vs. Capcom. Nothing special about the size. It looks almost kind of like mechanical, kind of like a danger room type of base. But right here in the front, I really like what they did here. They put that max bar, the special bar, where you build up your stamina, the bar to do your special moves. And when it maxes out, you can see it says max. So you have a total of 5 bars you can max out, which is what Wolverine here is at right now.
Drill Claw!
So the pose right here, he's leaning forward. Who knows? He's probably going to do a Berserker Barrage.
Berserker Barrage!
Tornado Claw. If you know what
Claw.
I'm referencing, then you know. Even the healing factor.
Tornado Claw!
That was one cool move that he did. Like, you can actually regain health with one of his special moves. I don't know if they did that in the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I know they did it in Children of the Atom. Maybe people consider it cheating. It's like, hey, you know, I already beat you, but you're getting your life back. Anyway, that was one of his special moves as well.
Drill Claw!
So his pose is actually not referencing anything from the game itself, which I can appreciate because in the game, he's mostly has like a really crouched kind of look. I don't think that would have translated well into a statue. But the execution and the pose, I really enjoy what they did with it because they did take the essence of Wolverine's character, which is that ferocity, but they put the look, the anatomy, everything in reference to the video game. And speaking of the anatomy, in the video game, he was heavily exaggerated, especially with his arms and his claws. And that's exactly how they translated him into this statue. I mean, look at these freaking arms. They're bigger than his legs.
Drill Claw!
But again, I don't mind it at all because it is a very good representation of how he looked in the arcade.
Drill
But
Claw!
moving up with his outfit, I really like how the blue and his gloves and his boots are a leather look with the blue look. And we got that old school Wolverine, my favorite style of Wolverine, with the boots right here with those flaring out tips right here, both sides. The blue and black.
Drill Claw!
The yellow on him is a textured type of material. Now in the arcade, it was not textured, but I'm glad that they did take the initiative to give it that textured look. Otherwise, it would have just been kind of a very smooth, plain looking outfit. And I think it was very good that they did that because it contrasts with his blue. So obviously, like I mentioned before, the gloves and the boots are leather, but his underwear and the shoulder pads are more of like a smooth material. So you can imagine if it was just smooth all around Wolverine, I don't think it would have translated well.
Drill Claw!
There are some slight shadows in his yellow, not too many though, but it's mostly the muscularity, the anatomy when you move it around, different lights, different tones. that really make those shadows pop out and make his muscularity really, really stand out.
Drill claw.
X-Men belt right here, the red, it's done a leather look. So it not only is red, but has hints of black in it to really give it that leather look. Not only is the paint job done to look like leather, but also the texture itself. And we do see some stitching around the belt itself to get that extra detail.
Drill claw.
Right here, the black pieces of his outfit on the ribs and on the shoulders, they are solid black, but they also have stitching on them to make it more realistic.
Drill claw.
The shoulder pads, they do look like they are metal, not a glossy or shiny metal. And there is a little bit of battle damage on them, not too much, which I can appreciate due to the fact that, you know, the rest of his outfit, it looks clean. It doesn't look like anything battle damage. So, but they did do a little bit of battle damage, not too much on his shoulder pads.
Drill claw.
Like I mentioned before, his arms are extremely exaggerated, extremely muscular, huge, excessive striations, especially in the deltoids here. Like I only know that there's the front, middle, and rear deltoid, but Wolverine looks like he has a total of 8 different deltoid heads on him.
Drill claw.
They did give him that hairy look, so his arms do have that texture work where you can see hair, a little bit of veins running through his arms, obviously because he's freaking jacked, buff, ready to get into battle.
Let's go, bub.
All that good stuff you know and you love about Wolverine. Now he comes with 2 different portraits. This is the unmasked one. Now in the game, he does not battle with the mask off, he actually battles with it on. He only takes it off right before combat or right after combat. Now believe me, due to the fact that his unmasked portrait was very minimal in the game, it wasn't very detailed at all. And I feel that they did the same thing here. Yes, they made it detailed, but I don't know, there's something about this unmasked portrait to me personally that is just a bit off. Yes, we can tell it's Wolverine due to the hairstyle, the sideburns, just how he looks. But the face itself, I don't know, it just seems kind of off. It kind of looks more of a comic kind of look, but not in a good way, if that makes any sense. Not saying that this is a bad portrait, it just could have been done better. But we do have a lot of texture work in the hair, lots of different colors of brown, dark brown, blacks, just to give it that different tones, texture work. Right here on the sideburns too, he does have his open mouth, screaming, growling, whatever the case may be. The 5 o'clock shadow right here on his chin. Friggin' huge Neanderthal looking eyebrows. I mean, if you know how Wolverine looks unmasked, then you know the look. He's not the Hugh Jackman pretty boy kind of look. This dude is ready, ferocious, just wild and feral. But I have never displayed him with this, which is why I decided to actually show him off with it on, just to give him a little bit of recognition. This is what I have always displayed Wolverine with, which is the mask. And again, in Marvel vs. Capcom, these side eye wings, whatever you want to call them, they're overly exaggerated, just like this statue. As we can see, they flare out super high, super far out. You know, which again, this is just something that Marvel vs. Capcom does. You look at any other Wolverine statues, they do not flare out that much. But again, because it was the video game, they took their own liberty to make Wolverine a little bit more animated, if you want to say that. But definitely love this portrait. Love the widened out eyes, and then we can see his face right here with the 5 o'clock shadow. His mouth is actually closed, but he is gritting his teeth. Obviously, it's Wolverine's signature look. But again, guys, I have had this Wolverine statue for years. If I recall correctly, I think he's only 1 of 30. I know when I did get him and posted pictures on him, I got mixed reviews on him. A lot of people didn't like it. Some people did. A lot of negative stuff on it though. But like I always say, you know, get what you want, get what you like. So I got it, but I would like to know what you guys think about Wolverine here. So leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit that thumbs up. And as always, collect what makes you happy.